Tonight, verbal shots fired. Premier Ford and President Trump trade barbs over the latest twist in the trade war as we learn that Canada is set to announce new retaliatory measures tomorrow. Good evening. Prime Minister Carney promised there would be retaliation after trade talks with the U.S. broke down Friday night and steep new tariffs came into effect. And tonight, CTV News has learned the response will be announced tomorrow. With so much at stake in Ontario's manufacturing sector, Premier Ford came out swinging today over the latest developments, and the U.S. president fired back. CTV's Mike Walker has the latest tonight.
I've dealt with guys like you my whole life, and guess what? You all become losers because you're a loser.
Tough talk from Premier Doug Ford directed at the U.S. president amid the escalating trade war.
You know, your own people, President Trump, don't even like you. And they're going to speak loud and clear when it comes to the midterms.
The U.S. president is now threatening to increase tariffs on vehicles, auto parts, and steel to 50% in January in response to Canada's dollar-for-dollar match to 50% U.S. tariffs now in effect on $28 billion worth of Canadian exports.
We're going to fight with everything we have.
The federal government is set to reveal its retaliatory tariffs Tuesday. The premier said all options are on the table.
As for the electricity, everything's on the table. Critical minerals, everything's on the table.
The war of words between the U.S. president and the premier escalating this afternoon. While Ford was speaking in Hamilton, Trump took to social media, calling Ford the less charismatic, intelligent, and unimpressive brother of the late great Rob Ford, going on to call Prime Minister Carney governor and Ford his flunky. The post coming hours after Ford went off on President Trump on News Talk 1010.
Well, he can kiss my ass as far as I'm concerned. We're going to go at him full steam.
The premier's response to Trump.
And you think an insult from him hurts me? Well, bring it on, buddy. I'm ready.
He should put his money where his mouth is.
The opposition is calling on the premier to immediately recall the legislature to pass an emergency relief bill.
Doug Ford talks really tough, you know, in moments like this, but we haven't seen real action.
A call for dismiss while announcing an expansion of a program to support workers and businesses affected by tariffs. In the meantime, Mayor Olivia Chow acknowledges the road ahead will be tough.
Of it is going to have impact.
Stating the city is implementing the mayor's economic action plan in response.
$80 billion budget, and using that budget to buy, shop local.
Chow adds Toronto is resilient, on track to create 16,000 new jobs this year.
CTV's Mike Walker reporting tonight. Here in Waterloo Region, tens of thousands of jobs are exposed to the new tariffs. And as CTV's Spencer Turcott found out today, even an indirect hit is something that many local companies are bracing for.
Word of sweeping new tariffs is becoming all too familiar and frankly frustrating for the Waterloo Economic Development Corporation, which helps grow and strengthen Waterloo Region's economy.
It's in the category of ridiculous. I think it's designed to get Canada back to the negotiating table.
Waterloo EDC CEO Tony Lamantia says thousands of local jobs are tied to cross-border trade.
A lot of small businesses operate at the 10% profit margin or less. And a tariff of 50% essentially wipes out, kind of their U.S. prospects unless they have very motivated customers that are prepared to either share the cost or pass them on to customers.
As for how many jobs are now exposed to tariffs, Lamantia says he's calculated it by taking the region's population and dividing it in half to get the workforce numbers.
We're talking about roughly, 350,000. So 1/5 of that would be in the 60 or 70,000 trade, category, 60 or 70,000 jobs potentially trade exposed. And that includes the steel, aluminum tariffs.
To be clear, that does not reflect the number of jobs that could be lost. It's the number of jobs that could feel the effects of tariffs through higher costs, lower demand, or changes to production. Based on the EDC's workforce data, 18% of the employment base is in advanced manufacturing, and the pressures on Waterloo Region's workforce is being felt south of the border too.
This is getting a little crazy now. It's in the category of very bad for the United States as well.
And it could get worse with the threat of new auto tariffs at the start of the new year. Although Guelph-based auto parts maker Linamar is in a unique position, telling CTV News in a statement, as of today, more than 90% of our sales this year are tariff-free. It is a dynamic environment, and we are ready to navigate through it. We remain confident that USMCA or a version of such will ultimately prevail, as the economic benefits to all three countries are undeniable. Spencer Turcotte, CTV News, Waterloo.
Next, the long recovery from a fire at the Kitchener Market. City councils agreed to cut the usual vendor rent by 50% once more of the market reopens for business on Labor Day weekend, saying city staff are doing everything they can to revive the downtown staple.
We are not trying to delay anything with this regard. We put a lot of time and money and effort into this facility to get it to where it is today. So it really is an unfortunate incident.
Each of our vendors, has different needs, whether it's meat, whether it's eggs, whether it's dairy, whether it's serving food right on the spot. So I thank you for the individual approaches that you've been able to do.
Thanks for the seriousness on this, and I know it's going to come back bigger and better. We'll get over this and get through it.
A July 12th electrical fire left the market needing a major restoration to resume full food sales and service. The space usually hosts 70 vendors, but since the fire, it's been limited to a handful, many of them operating in smaller, modified spaces. The goal is to open an updated interim space September 5th and welcome dozens more vendors back. CTV's Heather Senerin now on new details about the damage and the path back to business.
Saturday mornings at the Kitchener Market have taken on a much lighter footprint this summer since the interior closed because of a fire in July. But business is still booming for some vendors.
Came here and was hella busy. It was busy.
Some shoppers are feeling the squeeze without all that indoor space.
It used to be stores like inside here. Now it's like everybody, they're all outside here and everybody are all stacked together where it's like not even a room to even walk around to even get your stuff done.
The city of Kitchener says it was a small electrical fire in one of the vendor booths on July 12th. And now they're sharing new details about how far-reaching the damage was.
The impact from the smoke and soot damage from the fire itself went throughout the whole facility. We're talking 40 feet in the air all the way up to our ceiling. So the majority of the inside of our facility will have to be cleaned and remediated.
Starting September 5th, the city is launching an expanded interim setup in the upper parking structure. Temporary plumbing and electrical infrastructure will allow over 30 additional indoor vendors to rejoin the market, including meat and cheese stalls requiring multi-compartment sinks.
We will continue to support them and do everything we can to allow them to operate and continue to be successful as we get through this remediation process.
It's been tough for vendors with public health requirements. Cressman Meat Limited has been selling their products at the Kitchener Market for 5 generations. Since the fire, they've been selling pre-packaged products out of their truck, but they're excited for the new model. In a statement, Cressman Limited said, "We're looking forward to having our display cooler set up as part of the upcoming expanded market model and returning to our normal meat sale practice." The city says it is unclear exactly how long it will take for things to go back to normal inside, but the city has been investing up to $270,000 in temporary vendor support and infrastructure in the meantime to keep the Kitchener staple going strong. Heather Senerin, CTV News, Kitchener.
A major slowdown on Highway 6 in the Freelton area today after a truck carrying steel hit a construction barrier. Investigators say the truck then crossed the highway, striking the southbound barrier, blocking all lanes in both directions near Concession Road 12 East. The Ministry of Environment was called in because diesel fuel also spilled across the road and into a nearby ditch. No injuries reported, and police say charges are pending. A Waterloo homeowner is looking for someone to make things right after he says his home was vandalized by a delivery driver. CTV's Karis Map now on the case of a missing address number and what seems to be a wild goose chase for accountability.
Now he's decided to come back with pen in hand. These videos, captured by a Waterloo homeowner, are drawing frustration after he claims his home was vandalized by a delivery driver. In the videos, a driver can be seen dropping off a package and walking away, only to return and write something on the brick.
This is totally unacceptable. This is vandalism.
Homeowner Jeff Owen says the incident happened nearly 2 months ago when his Amazon package was delivered, but he didn't notice the drawing until weeks later.
We do not use the front door. We always go through the garage.
Owen has lived at the home for the last 4 years, and while he's aware that there isn't a number displayed on the house, he says it's never been an issue before.
Nobody's ever complained, and if there was a problem, don't deliver the package.
In an emailed statement to CTV News, an Amazon spokesperson said they were working with the family to make the situation right, but noted the item was sold by a third-party seller and was not fulfilled or delivered by Amazon. Owen has attempted to contact the third-party seller Yun Express and delivery carrier Email Express to no avail.
The phone number we were given was a number from China, which didn't exist.
CTV News also attempted to contact both companies, but the numbers were not in service at the time of our call. Though frustrating, e-commerce expert Marianne Susi says third-party sellers are very common.
You're the owner, you have your own store. So you build your store, Amazon, Walmart, Etsy, they are all marketplaces.
The responsibility lies in how you choose to ship your product.
You can have FBA, which means fulfilled by Amazon. So you ship your goods to Toronto, to Calgary in their warehouse, and the little robots and the little people ship for you every day. And there's also FBM, which is fulfilled by merchant.
Meanwhile, Owen says he's still angry about the permanent marker and is working to cover it up.
Concrete brick sucks in moisture, so it's not a surface damage, it's into the brick.
Karis Mapp, CTV News, Waterloo.
Animal welfare groups are trying to find out who abandoned 11 puppies that are only a day or two old in a box along a road in Brantford this morning. The Hillside Kennels Animal Control, which works with the city on animal welfare issues, said they picked up the dogs around 10:30 this morning on Beach Road Trail near the Echo Park neighborhood. The dogs were transferred to the Sato Saved End of the Line Dog Rescue and Rehabilitation for care. Anyone with information about how the puppies were abandoned is urged to call Provincial Animal Welfare Services. An anniversary remembered around the world and in Waterloo Region.
It's a bittersweet moment because on one hand we celebrate our independence, on the other hand a lot of us are suffering.
Coming up, CTV's Alexandra Hollick hears from Ukrainians marking the anniversary of their country's independence in a war-torn present. Here's our satellite and radar image, and you can see Ashley was mentioning earlier tonight that the threat of showers is not out of the woods yet, just not out of the way yet, I should say, and you can see that bearing out here on the radar tonight with still some showers moving in off Lake Huron over portions of southern and southwestern Ontario. Current temperatures right now around the southwest, pretty mild, ranging from 16 in London, Hamilton, and KW to 22 degrees this hour in Windsor, so quite a range of temps on this Monday evening. Here's a look from King Street in St. Jacobs a little bit earlier tonight. It was a cloudy Monday night as that threat of rain lingered over us. Ashley has our long-range forecast coming up in a few minutes, and I'll have more news right after this break. Stay with us.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvkitchener.ca, your home for news.
Today marks 35 years of Ukraine's independence, and millions of Ukrainians are celebrating the anniversary around the world. Here in Waterloo Region, the celebrations are also a stark reminder for the newcomers who now call Canada home after Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. CTV's Alexandra Hollick hears from some of them.
As stormy skies swirl over Kitchener City Hall Sunday, a beacon of blue and yellow flies in the wind. The Ukrainian flag marking 35 years of Ukraine's independence following the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991.
It's a bittersweet moment because on one hand we celebrate our independence, on the other hand a lot of us are suffering because our home country is still at war.
Russia's war on Ukraine has been in full force since February 2022. In the last 4.5 years, hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians have fled to Canada to find refuge from the front lines.
I'm from Donbas region, from Mariupol.
Maria Smirnova is one of them. A researcher at the University of Waterloo, Smirnova says she wants to remind people the war isn't over, even if the horrors don't make headlines.
The bombs, like they fall, like missiles, they fall freely, like on big cities like Kiev, like the capital. It's almost the situation is there, like in front lines, and so daily, like dozens, hundreds of people, they die all over Ukraine.
Celebrations taking a somber turn, with songs of prayer echoing through the building.
Here in Canada, it's completely different. It's just not the celebration, but I would say it's a Remembrance Day.
Svetlana Chaban moved from Mykolaiv to Waterloo region with her family in June 2022. On Independence Day, she remembers her past and how far she's come. But she says her future remains uncertain.
It's not easy right now, as we, still don't have our permanent residentship, and we actually don't know what will be our future.
Chaban isn't alone.
A lot of our Ukrainian newcomers experience stress and fatigue because of this uncertainty. They're basically stuck in limbo for years and years.
Despite swirling questions, hope is not lost. And with the wave of newcomers to the region comes a flood of gratitude.
Thank you to Canada for inviting us and for protecting us and for the huge help to Ukraine.
Alexandra Holick, CTV News.
Despite some dark skies and rainy weather, more than 140 golfers hit the links today for the 40th annual Wheels of Hope Golf Classic. It was all in support of the Canadian Cancer Society's Wheels of Hope transportation program in Guelph and Wellington County, which helps patients access cancer treatment by getting them drives to and from their appointments. Cuttenfields Golf Course in Guelph was the host, with some silent and live auctions and a dinner.
The ability for people who are going through cancer to be able to get to their rides safely, without worry, it's a fantastic program. The Wheels of Hope is invaluable.
So if we don't raise the money, the program is canceled. So we need to raise $150,000, $160,000 a year.
And over the past 4 years, the tournament has raised roughly $2.7 million. Later on CTV News, a big push to help more families facing expensive medical bills. CTV's Jeff Pickle catches up with a southwestern Ontario father who's pushing a wheelchair all the way to Queen's Park and sharing his daughter's story all along the way.
Showers expected to continue through the overnight hours, but sun is on the way. Those details with your long-range forecast coming up. Stay with us.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
A look at the Conestoga River from earlier tonight with the St. Jacobs Railway Bridge off in the distance, and something in the sky that we've been seeing all day today, no matter where you were, a lot of cloud threatening some showers. The threat is still around for some parts of southwestern Ontario tonight, although we do have some sunny days in the long-range forecast. Here's Ashley Bacon now with all of our weather details.
Well, I hope you've had a great start to the week. It was a little cooler this morning than we've felt in the last few weeks. I needed a jacket out and about walking the dog. And of course, the rain didn't let up. It's on and off throughout the day. And Well, looks like we will continue to see spotty showers overnight, but the good news is, come tomorrow, skies are starting to clear. We will get a mostly sunny day for your Tuesday. Of course, we'll get a bit of clouds here and there, but overall conditions really improving compared to what we saw today. As regards to the temperature, though, overnight we're going down to 14, so right where we should be for this time of year. Very comfortable. A northwest wind of 20 kilometers an hour is expected. Now, tomorrow temperatures are going to be a little bit warmer than we felt today. 23 is the expected high. UV index rising again to 7, so that is considered high. So make sure you're being sun safe if you're spending some time outdoors. Sunglasses, sunscreen, and of course a hat. Taking a look at our almanac, records were set back in 1948 at 35.6 degrees. Nowhere near that today at 20 degrees. We are sitting just under where we should be. Overnight, though, much warmer than we felt for our record-breaking low back in 1971 at 2.2. And here's a look at your 7-day forecast starting in Waterloo Region. Cloudy conditions return for Wednesday, a high of 25 with a chance for showers both Thursday and Friday. A high of 24 on Thursday, 22 for your Friday. So we're going to see a little bit of everything, it looks like, in Waterloo Region this week. In Lambton, Kent, Essex, a mix of sun and cloud tomorrow, a high of 26. Cloudy conditions returning for Wednesday and 26 as well. Showers by Thursday and 28. And then that sun making a return just in time for your weekend on Friday. And lastly, in southern Georgian Bay, a mix of sun and cloud for your Tuesday and 21 clouds and 23 for Wednesday. Showers and 23 for Thursday with a chance for showers to continue into your Friday and 21. So once again, it will be a week of a little bit of everything. Tony, keep that those sunglasses handy as well as your umbrella. You're going to need it all.
But I do see a sun graphic in the forecast for next weekend, Ash, and I do like that because the closer we get to Labor Day weekend, we're going to be soaking up those final days of summer. Right now, temperature outside our studios in Kitchener is 16 degrees. Back with more news in 2 minutes. Finally for us, a London man is walking from his home to Queen's Park, and he's doing it pushing an empty wheelchair, raising money for his daughter, who's in desperate need of spinal surgery. The procedure required is not covered by OHIP, and it'll cost $500,000 to have it done in the U.S. As we hear from CTV's Jeff Pickle tonight, beyond his daughter's surgery, he's also hoping to make a difference for other Ontario families.
For the last 2 weeks, Joe Gesualdi of London has done a lot of walking.
Getting my steps in.
And no kidding. Walking and waving and talking.
Love it, love it, love it. We appreciate you guys.
On Sunday in Paris, Joe was speaking to anyone he can about his daughter Sydney and her heartbreaking story.
So Sydney was 24 years old and graduated from McMaster University and had just started her own business, and at the age of 24 was rear-ended in a collision and suffered severe catastrophic neck injury.
Since the crash, Sydney's had complications, leaving her neck and her life in a vulnerable position.
The net result is that Sydney is unable to walk, unable to bathe, unable to feed herself, and requires our constant attention 24/7.
According to Gesualdi, the quest to get the surgery done in Ontario has been frustrating.
And we were rejected by 10 neurosurgeons in London, Ontario, and the GTA, and we were left with no treatment options.
The Gesualdis found a doctor in New York who can do the surgery, but at the cost of over $500,000 in out-of-pocket expenses.
Dozens of Canadians who have had the cranial cervical fusion and restored functionality back to people like Sydney.
Now Joe, along with his wife Kim as spotter, are spending their weekends walking to Queen's Park.
The empty wheelchair represents everything that has been taken from her, and as her father, I will take the torch up and fight on her behalf.
Hoping to fundraise the money needed for their daughter and create the policy changes needed for others in the future.
The policy fix will not occur in time to help Sydney, so I've had to take this on to get her immediate attention, medical attention, and the surgery in New York, because the policy will not change in time to help Sydney.
The Miles for a Miracle walk is expected to arrive in Queen's Park September 16th, and they have a GoFundMe page to raise money for Sydney's procedure. Jeff Pickle, CTV News, Paris.
And that's our time. Thanks for watching on this Monday, August 24th. You can get news anytime from our digital team over at ctvnewskitchener.ca. We'll see you back here once again tomorrow night at 6. Have a good night.